Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Coming up this morning, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry cautions government against being overly excited about the 4.2% growth rate recorded in the first quarter of this year. Meanwhile, first quarter GDP numbers back claims that the economy is showing signs of recovery after it recorded highest growth rate post-COVID-19. But is this sustainable? Plus, Public Interest and Accountability Committee advises government to promote a very business-friendly regulatory environment in the oil fields to attract foreign investors. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Carl. Thanks for being with us this morning. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is urging government to focus on the industrial sector, particularly manufacturing, to grow a sustainable economy that will lead to job creation. It is therefore cautioning the government against being overly excited about the 4.2% growth rate recorded in the first quarter of this year. The expansion of the economy in the first 3 months of the year beat most analysts' estimates, though the industrial sector contracted by 3.2%. Chief Executive Mark Bedua-Abuaje is challenging the government to make a conscious effort to drive growth, particularly in the manufacturing subsector.
But let me say that as much as we have recorded a growth, I don't think it's a growth that we should be overly excited. The reason being that we need to ask ourselves where the growth are coming and whether this growth is inclusive and is going to engender job creation. If you look at the sectors that actually cause the growth, these are public administration and defense, health and social work, education, and of course, information and communication. But the one sectors that will drive the economy, that will make the economy resilient, that will give us a broad-based growth and create jobs, are the ones that are contracting. If you look at construction, in our economy, construction is key. So anytime construction is contracting or declining, it means that there's something fundamentally wrong.
You heard Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedua-Abuaje. So there are strong indications that the economy is showing signs of recovery. According to data from the Ghana Statistical Service, the economy showed signs of recovery as it recorded the highest growth rate post-COVID-19. But is this sustainable? George Affe has more.
First is the fact that the growth recorded is the highest since the second quarter of last year. The Ghana Statistical Service data also showed that when you look at the quarter-on-quarter numbers, there has been some strong economic activities during that period for the whole of last year. Joy Business checks have also revealed that the public administration, defense, social security, and education, which drove the growth, wasn't just about government's expenditure in terms of salary payments, but there were some jobs that were created as well. The agri sector has also been consistently posting strong growth numbers over the last 2 years. But there are some who don't want to be carried away by these estimates as they still question the sustainability of these growth numbers. They've also argued that the sectors like manufacturing, we should be posting some strong encouraging numbers to give us some hope, so most activities in that area contract. The IMF in its recent staff visits noted that the economy is showing signs of recovery. And as the first quarter GDP estimates really back that claim, or maybe time will tell whether these numbers are indeed sustainable.
George Affe with that report. Now, Ghana is making a strong case to host the third international market for cocoa trading, the African Cocoa Exchange, based on the country's contribution to the cocoa industry globally. Now, Ghana is competing with Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire to host this platform, which will be the first in Africa to be used for the trading of cocoa. Here's Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boyne-Edu.
Is between Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon. One of these countries is going to host. And if you are hosting an exchange commodity, you know the benefits that accrue in terms of pricing, in terms of, the entire value chain progress, because it's not just going to be the hedging and then the speculation and then the exchange of fiscal as well as futures, but it's also going to do with warehousing and then the movement of these commodities, the fiscal movement of these commodities within the host country. It also have to do with financing So it's going to raise a lot of funds into the host country for the trading to go on. And I want to believe that if Ghana is lucky to have this platform, I want to assure you that it will greatly ginger our economy locally and also create a lot of businesses and jobs for our country.
Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boyne Edu. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is advising government to promote a very business-friendly regulatory environment in the oil field to attract foreign firms. According to PIAC, the unitization case between Italian firm ENI and Ghanaian firm Springfield, in which Springfield appears to have been favored, did not go down well with foreign investors. Speaking to Joy Business, technical manager at PIAC, Mark Ajiman, said government must ensure a level playing field, else the foreign investors who have the capacity to explore and produce oil will not be interested in exploring in Ghana.
There should be seen to be a business-friendly, harmonized regulatory environment coming from a single point, which is the regulator. The ministry could come in if there are some disagreements to more like bring to bear, more like a mediation process. But then the ministry should not be seen kind of controlling affairs and taking a hardened position. That's when it happens to deter investors. And don't forget that these people, they talk among themselves. So if you do that, it sends signals out there, and it also affects the share prices of these companies in the stock market. You understand? Because the shares are valued based on your reserves. Yes, we are all trying to more like promote local companies, but then you don't do it to the detriment of a legitimate foreign company that has been in operation in your country for all this number of years.
Mark Ajiman is technical manager at PIAC. Government has reiterated its commitment to deepen efforts in increasing renewable energy penetration. According to Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Herbert Krapper, the ministry is developing a nuclear energy plan to transform the sector. He spoke at the launch of the Africa Energy Technology Conference.
We are on a pathway toward transforming the global energy sector from fossil-based fuel to zero carbon by 2070. We have achieved a 2.4% renewable energy penetration. We have achieved a 95% conversion of thermal plants from liquid fuels to natural gas. We have developed a renewable energy master plan. We are developing a nuclear power program. We are distributing improved cook stoves. We are adopting e-mobility, and we are replacing kerosene lanterns with solar lanterns. Clean energy transition holds new promise for Africa's socio-economic development.
Herbert Krapper is Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. The Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana is calling for more dialogue to bridge the gap between academia and industry. The institute says information technology can be leveraged to explore various opportunities for young entrepreneurs. Speaking to Joy Business, Executive Director David Gow said exploring solutions to adopt innovative entrepreneurship programs will increase employment. Listen to him speak at the third edition of the Tech Entrepreneurs Forum.
The government is trying to digitize everything, but we also have small businesses that are struggling when it comes to understanding the kind of tech solutions and products that they need to use to improve their businesses. Academia involved can help our young students to really understand the needs of industry and develop solutions that can help industry.
David Gow is Executive Director of the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana. How can pyramid schemes be used to scam unsuspecting investors? Well, on today's edition of Investor Eye, we'll share with you how some people can use pyramid schemes to deceive investors and take their monies. Emmanuel Mensah Pia is Director in charge of Risk